Alright folks, hello and welcome to the third control league of the day. Now we basically abandoned the Lurus shell. Basically I thought that I was missing too many line drops, and kind of by design, when you're playing Lurus you're kind of forced into playing the full 4 copies of Mishra's Bubble, and when you do so you don't have enough room for your lands and it's rough. So even though I'm playing 25 lands right now, I honestly am closer to 26. In place of the Luruses, we are now, because of that, we're playing less Snapcaster Mages and we're playing Jace the Mask Sculptor and Shark Typhoon instead. It also makes our Thought Scours not as necessary. This hand is perfect. It's kind of like a significantly different build, so hopefully it works out. We're gonna see how it goes. By the way, the 25th land that I added was the Sunken Ruins. In order to help us play around Boil, Choke, those kind of cards a little bit better. Turn 1 Thought Scour, you. Turn 2 Hold Up Dryinderlock. This is just basically a Splinter Twin. Playing against whoops, all spells. Whoops, all spells. I feel like I'm gonna cycle the Shark Typhoon here if my opponent doesn't go for it. It's also nice that we have Force of Negation and we drew the Cling. So Cling can eat their Salvage Titan. They're just YOLO in here? Oh, okay. I kind of want to counter this, actually. Mostly because, like, it's not enabled, right? Here we see the cost of Mystic Sanctuary. Tess, you were asking about adding more Mystic Sanctuaries, and we literally see the downside right here. So let's cycle the Shark. Nice. I'm gonna Jace next turn, I think. Because next turn I'm gonna be able to like Jace plus Hold Up, Cling to Dust. This seems pretty good to me. Just get back Drown, counter that. Finally playing some blue decks. Oh, you know, Andrea. I am a blue deck master, you know that. Just gonna Jason Brainstorm here. Start brainstorming like crazy. And if we get to untap, we just win. Here we can snare something, we can clink something, we have infinite options. I think I'm going to draw here the Sunken Hollow. This Mystic Sanctuary, sorry. Yeah, just continue drawing. I think I like lands, so... The Never Blind Flipping Delver Master. Oh yeah. He's definitely skilled at not flipping Delver. Turn target permanent to its owner's hand to draw a card. Milieu. Oh, I forgot to shuffle. Oops. I had to shuffle before I did this, just so I put the cryptic on top. I totally blanked on that. It's fine. So we definitely want to put this in the deck, and we want to put this in the deck. At this point, I think that we're 100% to win this game, because like we also have the Archmage's Charm now, which is kind of unbeatable for the Oops deck. Basically, what happens is like they combo off, they discard the Nexus, and then they thanks for showing me the card. And then what happens is they you make them draw 2, and they lose because they don't have 2 cards because they mill themselves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Big shark, toot 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 toot. Big shark, toot 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 toot. Boom. All right, sweet. So we cut all of these removal spells that don't do anything. We add the cards that do stuff instead. Rejection is for their Belcher sideboard plan. Shadow it out seems pretty bad. Into the Story seems unnecessary. I guess I'm just playing bad mana leaks. Just playing Dispute as bad mana leaks. Even the Thirsts are terrible. So I guess I'd rather have Damnation than Blood Chief's Thirsts, right? Like, they're probably not gonna be good, but they have more likelihood, a higher likelihood of being good than Blood Chief's Thirst. And it's effectively the same. Same thing with Push. So I guess we go with this. And Gust, Brutality, those cards don't really do anything. I guess Brutality could potentially be okay. But Brutality kind of like strips them of their answers. It doesn't strip them of their combo. So I guess that's better than a Damnation, right? Just stripping them of answers seems better than just Damnation in. There are going to be very narrow scenarios where Damnation is actually game winning, but like I'm not going to play for those scenarios, particularly on the draw. And those scenarios are kind of, it's like Damnation basically does a Cryptic Command impression anyway. It's definitely interesting. Tailsun could counter a Belcher activation. Yeah, actually Tailsun is gas, right? I just realized that Tailsun is gas, you just counter the trigger from the dudes. No, didn't make it. For game 3, I'm definitely bringing in Tailsun. It just took me too long to realize that the card is actually great. This hand means that they can't kill me. We have 2 draws towards finding a land. It's definitely on the greedy side of things. I would even dare say on the very greedy side of things. But just being able to drop an Nihil Spellbomb on 1 is pretty sexy. We can also cycle with Cling. I never looked at the art from this card. So it's like a dude that is like taking a little piece of Another dude that's made of stone? It's kind of weird. Let's do this, make sure that we can't just lose, like force my opponent to have interaction. They're gonna have to have a nature's claim or something. Maybe they do. They do. Natural state. Okay, got me. Not much to do about that. They just had it. Interesting that they didn't make face, right? Playing into force of negation. Great draw. This will be bad against. Dispute is bad, Mana Leak. But it's okay. Huh. I wonder if I should have. I mean, I'm gonna feel an end step now, but so I guess that it was fine. But okay, another island. Never didn't have anything. Do I want to draw Thought Scour is the question. I think I do, because it enables my Into the Story that I have in my hand. So make a shark. And I'm going to make it 1/1 just so I can Thought Scour them this turn. Sweet. Now we have rejection, so we're covered from their Belcher plan. We're starting to attack. Looking good here. I'm gonna use my most mana intensive spell right here. We still got Dispute. Now we have Into the Story for their end step. Would have loved to have seen a land there. Draw 4. Archmage's Charm. I mean, one land in all of those cards. Is pretty unlucky. I think I'm actually discarding Jace here. We have so many ways to not lose that we don't even need to win. My opponent has the perfect mana base. Snapcaster, Scour. Yeah, alright. I really just wanted to put the Snapcaster into play just to clock them, basically. Just to get the game over. Alright, 2-0. Pretty solid start. To be fair, we played against the matchup that it's probably very good for us. Deck is perfect, stop the count. Yeah, you just like drop the league. 100% win rate. Deck's perfect. Again, Mystic Sanctuary being super awkward. That's fine. The good thing is that we can't really spell anything on turn 1, so... We can't snare anything on turn 1, I mean. I imagine this is probably the black-red deck again. Which felt like a tough matchup last time we faced it. Mostly because of Blood Moon. And Season Pyro. And Croxa. Okay, my opponent wants to play the long game, which is fine. We can play the long game if they want. Oh, okay. Interesting that they just jammed into the spell snare. Cling your Thoughtseize. Never find the land ever. In fact, we just cleaned their card and now we're punished. Mana leak that guy. Gal. That gal. Savai Triumph. Land. Hell yeah. So the only card that would suck here would be Season Pyro. We can basically deal with everything else. Bone Crusher. Okay. That one's also pretty solid there. Cling my land. Draw another land. It's not the worst. Sweet. Drown is active now. I'm gonna probably do that on end step. First I want to know what my opponent's gonna do on their turn. Cling plus drown the synergy, yeah, I know, right? Phoenix of Ass. It's literally the same, right? Whether we kill it or we... And now we're gonna clean the Phoenix. Which sucks, but... Gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, never mind. Gotta kill that guy. That gal. Push would be great. Feast and Famine. I'm gonna lose to Phoenix of Ash, chat. I'm literally about to lose to Phoenix of Ash. I didn't think this was possible, but here we are. Brutal. And now it's a 3-3. Damn it. I guess that I want to draw push, so I'm just going to chill here. Okay, that means we are dead. Domination, Gustos, Spell Bombs. Snare seems pretty solid. Thirst is probably good. Push is good. Forces of Negation are probably bad. Cryptic, Jace is fine. Can cut one into the story, cut one drawing the lock. They were kind of awkward there. Shadow of Doubt seems clunky, and just do that. This is good. This hand's solid. I'm gonna go turn 1 Sunken Hollow. And then depending on what I draw, I'm gonna go turn 2 Flooded Strand or turn 2 Mystic Sanctuary. If I draw another island, I'm gonna hold on to the Sanctuary. Sweet. Let's do this. I think I'm getting a basic here. We don't have that many black source needs, and playing around Moon seems good. I think I'm drawing 2 here. I don't think I care too much about the Channeler right now. I'm gonna kill it when I need to. Look at the value. Wait, Dreadbore? Such a weird art. Jeez. So awkward. Lingering Souls. Sure. So I'm gonna Jace, draw 3. Put this on top. This on top. I guess I'm gonna get a swamp so I can kill this. We might get boiled here, which would suck a lot. It would suck a lot, but if this works, we probably just win the game, right? They can also just like use the spirits and time walk themselves to attack the Jace, which might be good for them. And if they deploy more stuff, they just run into Damnation. Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay, so you assume that they're going face with this. This could have definitely been played around, obviously. I could have been not so aggressive with the Jace. I think that it was good. Okay, so they're just going to clear the Jace. That's fine. Cryptic's pretty good. Just gonna balance the spirit, I think, during combat. Bone Crusher. So I guess now I tap draw and then I Wrath. This seems like enough value. We have Gust. For like a Blood Moon, Boil, something like that. We're drawing Cryptic Command because Mystic Sanctuary is a ridiculous magic card. I think we're looking good. I think my opponent wants to boil me on unstep here. Maybe they legit have nothing. I doubt it. They have 4 cards in hand. See some Pyro. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So could make a 4/4 Shark. Shark. Interesting. Sack a creature, exile all cards from the graveyard. I guess I want to draw a Cryptic. Suck a dude. On here we just gust this guy. So we thirst here. I guess I don't want to do that actually. So I guess we have to counter draw. I don't think they have another Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think we have to counter draw here. Sad face. Bounce Sanctuary draw. The problem with bouncing Sanctuary is that holy fucking shit. The problem with bouncing Sanctuary is that we don't have a way to draw cards, right? So we bounce Sanctuary and like, what, Chief's Thirst kills that? We can play with this with Kicker, right? Do we have a judge in chat or anything? Okay, let's science this. I'm pretty sure that we can cast this with Kicker. Yeah. Let's play around Croxa, I guess. Yikes. Well, that's the one that we're gonna be blowing up, I guess. Can we draw our draw 4 here, please? That would be awesome. Into the story one time. Into the story. It's a pretty good draw. Forces my action, makes things weird for me. Okay, you can't attack with the Stoneforge. Okay, I'm gonna block and bounce my own Snapcaster. Is that crazy? Because obviously bouncing the Battle Skull doesn't achieve anything, and this means that I have a card in hand. Also, it means that my opponent doesn't get to gain life for what's worth. Not great. Not a great draw, not a great draw. We still have good draws in our deck. We still have good top decks. Oof. 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 That one's a big oof. Well, we're getting got here, I tell you that much, chat. We are getting got. Alright, into the story, right back into the game. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Could make a pretty fucking big shark, I'll tell you that much. And we're good against Kaya's Guile. My opponent did leave in Blinding Bolt. So I guess I'm gonna make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 shark. It's big enough anyway to block either Battle Skull or Stoneforge. And It allows me to Snapcaster something back. Inquisition? Resolves. This is a freaking game, alright. Four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. They have the other sword? Embercleave. Oh, fuck. Okay. I mean... You just do that. And then we can gust the cleave. Do we have damnation? We have used no damnations just yet. We have 2. And they're drawing Embercleave. I think we're doing Big Shark here mostly because we gotta draw. We gotta draw here. I think this is game 2 even, jeez. Push, cling. Push and cling. So this forces the shuffle of the Embercleave. So I guess nothing I exile matters, so I'll just do the Nihil Spellbomb, I guess. Just want to draw a card. Now we're gonna draw a fucking Draw the Lock, aren't we? So black, black. Sacrifice, target you. With that on the stack, cast, target Season Pyro. This means that Spellbomb triggered Revolt for us, and now their shit just gets exiled. Also good to draw a card. And we did top deck the Damnation. Okay, so we chill here. Stomp. That's fine. block there. If they drew the Embercleave again, we're fucked, but... How are the Sharks doing? So far, okay. Uh-oh. Sweet. Okay, so we're gonna cling our Scalding Tarn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a card. Mana leak, not very good. Black, black, 1, 2. Play that. Please bounce and replay the Batter Skull. They didn't bounce and replay the Batter Skull. I'll take that. So I'm gonna cling the Kaya's Guile to draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna see what we draw because we're gonna find like a force or something. That's so sick! So sick. Counter and draw. We could counterbalance, but again, it's the same issue that I was explaining earlier where, okay, now we're fine. It's the same issue I was explaining earlier where I don't have a card draw engine. So like if I cryptic bounce a Mystic Sanctuary, I'm not drawing a card, and then I'm basically like time walking myself next turn. So wow, we're gonna win here. Is that what's gonna happen? I think I'd like to gust that first. I mean, that's literally the best possible card they could have drawn. Far and away. Jace. Not as lucky as my opponent, unfortunately. And I don't receive priority to get rid of the Season Pyro tokens, so... Okay. Unfortunate. That's probably like the only card that matters for them. And this is a dead draw, obviously. Again, I don't receive priority, so this doesn't really do anything for me. We probably have to do it anyway. Okay, that's pretty good. I guess I can't really hardcast, huh? Yeah, I can't really hardcast. This is fine, like just making a massive shark is gonna be enough, I think. Thoughtseize. I guess let's just cycle shark, leaving 2 mana up. Let's just not draw a good card here. Sweet. Good. We got there. So now we can cling the Thoughtseize. If we find a Jays, we just win. What a silly grind fest this has been. What a silly grind phase this has been. One, two, three, four. Is this a crazy Euro-less control? Yeah. I play my control decks are fair. Am I plussing? I think I'm not plussing. I think I'm just brainstorming, right? Now that I have a Gust in hand. Yep. We can do the rarely seen full price into the story. Oh no, I can't actually. We are down to 5 cards. Okay, so I guess I am plussing. Probably plussing on myself. Bottom, yep. This is hilarious. Plussing on them doesn't make sense because they have a fetch land right there, so. Phoenix of Ass. Gusted. Wow! That was a game. That was a heck of a game. I think this is fine. Yeah, this game is still going. The match is not over. There's still a third match. God damn it. Still a third match. And we are also very they're almost even on time. My opponent is like 30 seconds behind me in time, so the perfect hand that doesn't lose to Blood Moon. How did you got this score on the rounds and stuff? It's something that MTG bot just updated. I didn't do anything. Just an MTG bot feature. So if they get Batter Skull, sort of Feast and Famine. I mean, we probably have to push anyway. On the side or up, you just add it to your OBS. Just add it to OBS, to the interface, and it automatically shows that. It's pretty sweet. Another Stoneforge. For the cleave. So I have to assume that Batter Skull is in hand, right? It's probably safe to assume that. It's probably safe to assume that Skull is in hand. Man, what an insane game that was. Also, we played for like an actual million turns and we didn't see Boil from my opponent. So that's definitely something worth noting. And I don't think they have Blood Moon. So I'm just gonna counter bounce. The idea here is to protect the Jace. And this means that my opponent would probably have to spend their entire turn bouncing this skull back to hand. Phoenix. Never mind. That guy's pretty good. Okay, so we have to pass here. Concuss this. My opponent can't bring Battle Skull back to hand and replay it with Stoneforge. I'm trying to set up a situation where I can safely Jace, basically. I don't think I can play around Boil anymore. If my opponent has the Boil, they have the Boil. Just gotta accept that. It's a good draw. It's a pretty good draw. Pretty good draw. Put an equipment in play, that's fine. This means that they are not bouncing the Battle Skull, right? So it's perfectly fine. Counter target spell. Ooh, we can counter bounce? Yeah. So counter bounce. Now they try to play Stoneforge, we leak it, and we Jace. Or Assault Jace. One, two, three, four, five, six. We have 6 mana. We saw Dreadbore, so I guess I want to make sure that I get guaranteed value from this Jace. We play the land, so put this on top and put this on top. Play this. Yeah, we Jacing now. So I think we are in okay shape here. We also have the Spellbomb to get rid of the Phoenix. So we were able to successfully maneuver into a situation where we were able to land Jace on an empty board. And we can go from here now. Definitely worth gusting. 100% worth gusting here. Put the bolt on top. Gross. Okay, that was absolutely disgusting. Oh, that was absolutely disgusting. We know there's an island on top. But we have to get rid of the Phoenix because they can already get it back. Ah, that one's so brutal. Ah, that one is so brutal. That was the worst possible sequence. Holy shit, Season Pyromancer is good. Holy shit, that card is good. Holy shit, that card's good. So we have to tap all creatures and draw a card. Oh man, I was feeling so good with that Jason board and everything, and then in just one turn everything went to shit. Is this lethal? It is effectively lethal, isn't it? Castle Lock Twain, so we're gonna get to draw 2 cards here. Gross. Yeah. Oh man. That's brutal. I mean, they should have done that main phase, I think. I guess they wanted to know that this was gonna connect. Yeah, it was going so well, and then... Oh yeah, sure. Brutal. So it needed to be exactly Lightning Bolt into Seasoned Pyromancer. Like if my opponent had Dreadbore, it didn't matter because like they had exactly enough mana to do everything. If they didn't have the Seasoned Pyro, like that was exactly the only combination of cards that wins them the game right there, and they had it. Brutal. I guess I could have plussed on the Jace, but I don't think I'm supposed to plus on the Jace. Like we saw almost my opponent's entire deck, and we saw 1 Dreadbore and 1 Lightning Bolt. That's all we saw. It's possible that plussing on the Jace was just... But then if our opponent has a Dreadbore, then we are like, that's it. We're fucked. Because we had to Jace into the Gust, so... Brutal. Oh, Twin. We found another Twin situation here. Turn 1 Thought Scour, turn 2 Drown the Lock is basically Spinton Twin. How did we lose a match? I thought our deck was cracked. I mean, your opponent can always be luck sucker than you are. If what you want to do is like measure luck suckness, your opponent can always out luck suck you. Yeah, it's Splinter Twin. It's basically Splinter Twin. We already figured that out here with chat. Okay, so let's not draw bad cards against the humans deck. Because this matchup is a lot about drawing your good cards and not drawing your bad cards. That is the strat. Don't get me wrong, it's a powerful strat, but it takes skill. So far, so good. So far, so good. I don't want to see no forces of negation. I don't want to see mana leaks. Don't show me those. We don't want those. Show me that one of damnation. That would be pretty sick. Definitely excited about the one of damnation. Opponent really tanking about this one. Medley Mage on Fatal Push, probably. Yep. Kill that one. Okay, I feel like there's something good that we can do here. So we have to play this, get another black source. Shock. Sanctuary, get back Thirst. Cycle, draw Thirst. Thirst that. Push that. And we had to do it right there because that's when we fetched and enabled Revolt. So we had to do it like that, unfortunately. It's a good sign. Certainly a good sign. Thalia, Lieutenant. Lieutenant with Vile Trick. That's strong. That is strong. What do we want to see here? Gotta find an answer to this. Yeah, that's pretty good. So blow up the cavern. And we have to do it now because there's the guy who exiles the cards from a yard that our opponent can't, the Lord. So we have to just do this main phase here. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but... But if they find the Lord, like, we just get super blown out, right? So we don't want to see another Mantis Rider. That guy's fine. I think I'm just jumping here. Cycle land. Okay. I think we're jumping here. Never mind. Main deck apparition. Okay. It's kind of weird. I think I'm going to tap Team Bounce Vial. We can counter tap Team. We can counter Bounce Skyclave, which is actually interesting. Now let's just counter tap Team. Wrath. Okay. I can work with this. I can work with this. Hierarch feeling frisky. So I guess they have the Lord. Yeah. That's why they attack with the Hierarch, by the way. It's because they actually had the Lord. So now we get a 2/2. Navigating this is interesting. We have a couple of options. I think I want to thirst the Hierarch and steal the Kudro. And steal the other guy. Champion. They're down to 0 cards. So we only really get punished if they top deck exactly Reflector Mage. Lieutenant. It's pretty good for us. It's pretty good because it pumps the champion. And then we steal a 3/3 instead of a... So now my opponent can't attack anymore. So begin of combat. Steal your dude. Thank you. I doubt that my opponent's gonna want to double block here. That they're gonna want to trade. They're basically trading their lord for a champion. Okay, 4/4 shark incoming. Hoping for no Reflector Mage. I think the Reflector Mage might be my opponent's best draw at this point. Thalia, another Lieutenant. Okay. So cycle for 4. And here the correct blocks are double block the Lord and so the 3/3 blocks here, and we double block the Lord because this leaves me with a 2/2 behind. And once the Lieutenant doesn't have the pump anymore, it's going to die to state-based effects. Okay. Okay. It's a card that drops cards. Or gains life. Push is a pretty solid draw. Fetch land would be okay. I don't want to attack because I'm afraid of Mantis Rider. Noble Heart. Just gonna push that. Cling, draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I should have scarred myself there. That was a mistake because I want to give fodder to the Cling to Dust. That was a punt. And that's a good draw. All right, I like my spot now. Definitely I'm okay with my spot now. Are you playing the Saturday Showcase? Yeah, we're gonna be playing tomorrow. Counter draw. Counter bounce, actually. There we go. We're gonna take 1 down to 3, and then we're just gonna start gaining left with Cling to Dust. Bones Brigade, think about the follow. Ooh, they missed an attack. Probably not gonna matter too much, but 4 minutes ahead on clock too. Okay. Opponent's finally giving up. Humans! Get this Force of Negations out of here. Damnation's good. Brutality's good. Gust I don't love, but I will play. Shadow Doubt's bad. Mana Leak's bad. Let's go with this. Is this only the third match of the league? Oh my god. This never ends. How do people willingly play control decks? Nah, it's fun. Playing control is fun. I guess on the draw I won some number of forces actually. Nah, they're actually no, never mind. I regret everything. I regret everything. Shit. Yeah, I definitely don't want forces. I thought about it some more and it's like if it's not on my opening hand, it just doesn't do anything. So no, I didn't want forces. I'm so gonna get punished for that. I know it. I know it. Chats know it. Chat knows it. Everybody knows it. We have to watch out for Magus. That sucks. Now they will know. Now they will know. You're definitely taking the Damnation. Mostly because the rest of my hand sucks. So this is bad, but I'm just gonna cling my own land here. Just have to dig a little bit deeper. Alright, there we go. Depending on what happens here, I think I might steal my opponent's vial out of my main phase. Depending on what happens here. Go to blocks. Push. I think I'm gonna steal my opponent's vial here. Thalia? Or nothing? Nothing. Okay. Just the bluff. If I bring them down to one spell a turn, I think that they're not gonna be able to keep up. Also, we can flash in Snapcaster, which is kind of sick value. How did the other leagues go? I think we 3-2'd both of them. Or maybe 3-2 and 2-3, something like that. I mean, they're just leagues, like it's kind of whatever, right? Land? Always no, always yield. Land. This could be an Aether Gust. God damn it. Ugh. Punished for being an idiot. have to pass. Vial Snapcaster Spirit Value, yeah. I have to find a land here. Easy. Slam it so fast. Cavernous Souls. Don't have another Mantis Rider. Yeah, that guy's fine. Oh, that's right, we can Snapcaster Damnation. I totally forgot about that. That's really funny. But at this point, Drown Your Luck is enabled. So that's cool. So since Drown is enabled, I think I scour myself here. I mean, Violin Snappy here is kind of sick. This isn't a Dimir toolbox. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Does it say somewhere that this is a Dimir toolbox? What is a Dimir toolbox? Violin Snapcaster. Let's go. I think that the only reason why we're in this game is because I stole their vial. If my opponent had actually been able to use their vial to like double or triple spell a turn, I would be super fucking dead. Only reason I'm here is because I snapped off that vial. Bonnie Back Brigade is what my opponent chose to name. GG well played, says my opponent. Opponent's a good sport. Bonnie Back Brigade is a good one to name off the melee mage there. Yeah, that card was actually legit in Khan's draft. That card was actually fine in Khan's draft. This deck's pretty fun. I'm liking it. I wouldn't mind adding one more land. And if I were to add one more land, maybe that one extra land would be a Mystic Sanctuary. So it's kind of a split of a land slash spell. Skip this. Hopefully it's a little bit of a faster matchup, because these games are going forever. Oh, it's black-green again. Black-red again. Yeah, just black-red mid-range. When opponent vials in snap, you know it's time to scoop. Yeah, this game is also gonna take forever. And I'm fine. I like long and intricate games. It's just a matter of this is my third league today. I've been live for 6 hours and it's starting to it's starting to be felt. It is starting to be felt. Have I played Europile yet? I streamed it other days. Oh, if I played against Europile. I played not with this list, but with a different list. That's a Croxa. I'm just gonna scour myself in response, see what my options are. Discard the Thirst. There's no need to eat the Croxa just yet, and we have Shadowed out, so I'm just gonna pass the turn here. The Liliana is pretty fucking good here. I guess she resolves. Just gonna cycle the Shadow out, I think. Gotta find lands, man. Well, fuck. Land, please. We have to eat the Croxa, otherwise we just lose to it, so. I guess we don't just lose to it, but it's like another 2-for-1 that my opponent gets, and you know. I'm just gonna pitch the force that my opponent knows about, which is the non-foil one. And hopefully the last card in hand is not a fucking Blood Moon, because that would be devastating. Land, please. Yeah, okay, so we lose. Just lose to the Liliana ulti. I mean, I guess Liliana ulti doesn't do too much here. Like, they literally don't have a good split for Liliana ultimate, which is hilarious. Fuck. I think... So I can only stop one of the things. I can only stop either Liliana or Croxa. And I think I have more answers to Croxa than to Liliana. And Liliana Ultimate, basically double Stone Rain, it's kind of unbeatable. So I think it's probably better to do this. Maybe I shouldn't got a basic Swamp in case my opponent top decks exactly Blood Moon. What is better, Amulet or Reclaimer version? What's your meta? This is what you get for not registering 35 lands. Yeah, the first couple of leagues we play a different list with 24 lands, and I just run into this situation way too often. So I added one more land for this one. So we're gonna take 9 here, which is a ridiculous amount. And we're going to Cling to Dust something. Don't have anything. That's the exact fucking opposite of not having anything. Okay, so we have to draw Mystic Sanctuary into Thought Scour. Mystic Sanctuary into Thought Scour, something that draws cards. That's Mystic Sanctuary. And that's Cryptic Command. Okay. Okay. Double creatures, draw a card. If we're Wrath, they get back their tokens. If we're Wrath, they take back their tokens, so... it's not particularly amazing. So I guess we just draw Cryptic again and we do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And battling through these Croxes is something. Talk to me? No. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a land right here, top deck land, Cryptic. Okay, so tap their dudes again. This is getting out of hand here. This is getting out of hand. I've been MIA for 6 months. How have you been, Betty? Oh, it's been fine. Living the life, you know. Okay, so now we're going to upkeep. Set stop. Gonna Damnation. Yes. Draw a card. Play a land. And here we have a very big question, which is, do we exile the Croxa and we risk getting discarded by Liliana, but I think it's worth it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if they top deck another Croxa, then they discard or Into the Story, which is obviously bad for us, right? But okay, pretty good. So I'm gonna do black here. And we have to Cling to Dust the Season Pyromancer and Drown in the Lock the Bone Crusher. Okay. I'm ready to get Blood Moon here, chat. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah! It's time! It is time! The Sharknado has arrived. Let's do Thought Scour. We get our first shark. And then we just start getting a bunch of 1/1 sharks thanks to Cling to Dust. Whew. Oh, baby. Ah, oh, baby. Ah, oh, baby. I mean, to be fair, my opponent drew 1 removal spell in this entire match. That's very lucky of them. Nihil Fox, thank you for follow. Oh, Splinter Twin! Splinter Twin! Splinter Twin! There's so many Splinter Twins in this deck. It's great. I love it. Splinter Twin! Push my 7/7? You're good. Yeah, that resolves. Season Pyro. So I think blow up that one. Counter that one, return that one. Splinter Twin. Okay, this matchup is rough. This matchup is rough. We want a couple of these. Got a couple of those because we're bringing in Gustos. Mana Leaks off on the draw. We definitely want to be wary of. We want to be wary of. What am I even saying here? Wary of Boil. That's the card that I was talking about. Toilet probs. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. It's getting late here, man. Let's get this last couple of matches done. Three leagues casually closing in 6 hours and 20 minutes. It's gonna be a 7.5 hour stream or something. Probably 7 hours. Especially if my opponents don't decide to show up. You know, it's been a long stream when my water is basically gone. Opponent? Do you need help, opponent? Supposed to click on the little button. Substantial amount of hours. Yep. Especially because tomorrow is going to be long as well. If I do well, it's going to be long, obviously. Mystical Sanctuary banning coming. I really hope so. Fuck that card. I hate this card. So irritating, right? Like, if this is irrelevant for standard, right? Like, why do you have to make the Mystic Sanctuary an island? In formats without fetches, the card is basically unplayable. So, like, if you wanted to design a card like that and it's cool and everything, like, why did you need to make it fetchable? It was obviously going to break every other format, particularly when you printed Uro, like, at the same time, basically. Usually I like my hands to have more lands in them. Spell Snare is probably going to be really hot in this matchup, though. Hand's cool. Ship the redundant Snap Castorino. Should I play around Ashiok? It was even more busted in Pauper than it is in Modern. It was banned in Pauper? Oh, I didn't know that. I doubt that it was more busted in Pauper than in Modern. Like, I don't believe you there. I don't think I believe you there, but I can definitely confirm that it's pretty good. Probably not gonna be cycling this spell bomb. Not for now, at least. Busted versatility compared to the rest of the Pauper decks, it was very busted. That's possible. I don't know, like Pauper is not really a format, so obviously I have no idea what the Pauper metagame looks like or what it doesn't look like. Main phase Stomp You. That's a statement. I think that the problems with modern Belcher, Field, Sanctuary, and maybe Uro. Belcher because makes close games. I don't think Belcher makes close games. I don't think there are many other decks that make games as lopsided as Belcher and Oops. Hope this isn't a Blood Moon. That would be a big problem. Liliana. Brutal. Brutal. I mean, they are down to just 2 cards, I guess 3 with the draw step. Just being a channeler. Blood Moon. Gusted. Put Blood Moon on the bottom, so I'm probably assuming that they have another Blood Moon. Land is huge. So we're gonna get a basic island here. And basic swamp. And because I think that they have another Blood Moon, I am going to spend this turn to get rid of the Liliana. Been playing against the dollar black red. Yeah, I mean, people, this is basically like the second coming of Jund, right? So like folks that are Jund guy, they're like super stoked about this deck. If they moon me here, I don't care too much, but the Bone Crusher is kind of brutal. Shark Typhoon. So I guess I'm gonna Shark on their end step. And then I'm gonna play Jace, and I can protect the Jace with the Shark for a turn. The problem is I can't Jace minus on Bone Crusher because obviously my opponent just they just stomp the Jace, so it's not a great exchange for me. It's a tempo play, I guess. Oh, they have Boil? I can't beat Boil. I can't beat Boil, so I'm just going to play like my opponent does not have Boil. Ooh, they don't have Boil. Excellent. Okay, that's kind of sick, actually. Now I can actually minus here. Okay, that was an insane subset of draws. Again, we lose to Boil, but like it's cute, right? Nope. Got him! Don't have another one, please. Don't have another one, please. Don't do it. Don't have another one. See some pyro. That card is so good. Can't shuffle, but I can Thought Scour myself to clear the bad cards. Swiss Rolls, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody from Swiss Rolls stream. We're playing some control nonsense. It's been fun. It has been fun. That sucks. Oof, okay. So you get something that we're playing towards now. How's it going? How was your stream? I will trade them. Stream was good, the league was not. It sometimes goes like that, I guess. Maybe I get a little bit greedy, honestly, being in both lands. Season Pyro number 2. They have Bolt for the Jace. Gross. Place Inquisition me, Inquisition me, Inquisition me, Inquisition me, Inquisition me, Inquisition me. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Shit. If my opponent puts anything in the yard, if they put anything in the yard, I get to end step into the story into a potential comeback. We need them to put anything in the graveyard. That doesn't go in the graveyard. Discard a card, deal 2 damage. Awesome. 7th card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the story. Can we get there? Gust. Gust into Wrath. My turn. Set stop. So Gust the Moon. Put Blood Moon on the bottom. Upkeep. Do this. Sanctuary. Damnation. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damnation. How have we not found a Cling to Dust just yet? Don't find the Croxa. No Croxa. This makes me so sad on so many levels. It's not even funny. That was a pretty good sequence from my opponent. Pretty damn good sequence. How do I win now? I'm gonna go down to 1. When you go down to 1, I guess it starts with cryptic command. Oh, cling to dust, maybe? That one doesn't do it. Woof. Prime time after this league? No. Definitely not. End the stream after this league. That's more accurate. Sure. Imagine they're gonna take the force or the spell snare, depending on their hand. Or the Snapcaster, I guess. I could bluff something. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better for me to just do this. Take the force. It's gonna cling to draw a card. Would love to find like some form of counter magic. Good job, deck. So now I just gotta find the land. Always lucky? I'm never lucky. I don't know. You must be confusing me with somebody else. I am never lucky. I guess that these are the cards that they don't know about. They know about the spell snare. They're not running into it. Interesting that they decide not to play anything. Because, like, what's their plan? Seems like good value, spell snare there. Like, this Bone Crusher is basically a 2-for-1. Yeah, but now I just have Cryptic mana. Like, now things are much worse for my opponent. Yeah, maybe they kept a greedy hand with no lands? Maybe they kept a greedy hand with no lands. Just gonna be in this Fatal Push. Okay, so on end step, I'm just gonna get an island and just Cryptic their land back to their hand. I just want to start using my mana. This guarantees that they have to discard here. Pitching Blood Moon. So now we can blow up their mountain. And like any card that just gives me into the story. Bolt. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not countering that. Seven cards. Jace. I guess I'm gonna Jace. Rainstorm. Looking for a land. Excellent. So now we can mana leak. Put this on top. Play this. Pass the turn. And now I don't think that we can lose anymore. Do I want to draw something? Just draw a Force of Negation, I guess. Make sure that we cannot lose under any circumstances the boil. Alright, put this on top. Put this on top. Play my land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the story. Draw 4. Play Spellbomb. Pass the turn. I just wanted to guarantee the resolution of Into the Story because my opponent could play a Mountain or like a Blood Crypt, anything that doesn't fetch, and I don't get priority, and they can just play the Croxa. Yeah, you're good. And by doing this, like it just locks it up basically. Like I just don't care about them having stuff in the yard anymore, basically, because I already got my Into the Story, so. Gonna play a Liliana. And Blood Moon. They literally knew about the Blood Moon. Who knows anymore? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw 3. Put on top. Put on top. No, thank you. Thank you for giving me 3/3. All right, sweet. That's pretty cool. It's a fun game. I think we're into something. It's been fun. What was our loss to? Our loss was to the Mardu deck, the Stoneforge deck. Another black-red deck? Okay, I respect the swamp choice. I respect the swamp choice. What's going on with this black-red deck? Everybody's just jamming blood moons and shit. Lower one basics are always allowed, yeah. There are very few new frame basics that get the pass, and lower win basics definitely are in the short list. Damn it. Oh! Okay, so my opponent really is in living in the past. Man, too bad that we were on the draw here. Nihil Spam Bomb. Spell Bomb main deck. Okay. Crocs. Okay. Things not looking like insanely great or anything. Things are looking, I don't know. Things are looking. Things are just looking. Classic synergy between the card Tarmogoyf and Croxa. And the card Tarmogoyf and Nihil Spellbomb. Lots of synergies going on in my opponent's deck. That's why it's so powerful. That's what makes the deck so powerful. I'm gonna do this now, so if they want to pitch the Spellbomb, they can't draw a card. We're drawing Archmage's Charm. And we have access to Force of Negation here, which is not great, but like it's fine. Green, red. They have Bloodbraid. If they have Bloodbraid, they should leave green. They should leave Stomping Ground untapped, because they might Bloodbraid into a Scavenging Ooze. This card fucks. This card right here fucks. In case you were wondering. God damn it, it's so good. Every time. And this is not even like, you know, like there are other cards that some deck is like Matter Reshaper, like it's a joke for everybody, right? But like this is the anti-Matter Reshaper. I don't think there's any deck where you can say, oh yeah, that's fine, like whatever. It's just Season Pyromancer. It's always like, fuck, Season Pyro. Pretty unlucky that we were not able to find. We have like 7 removal spells. We just didn't find anyone. I misclicked. Whoops. I think that would have been worth forcing there. Tracker. God damn. Alright, my opponent really is living like way in the past. I'm talking like 4-5 years. I guess I fucked up there. I guess I should have done this draw step. We lose to BB. We're pitching this force to the Croxa if that's what they play. They can Croxa plus Goif. We have Thirst to blow up one of them. Oh, they just have BB. Okay. We got. We got. Domination, Gustos, Spell Bombs. Boom. Four Season Pirates, all the excuse I need to put questionable cards in my deck. Exactly. It just makes everything right. Just makes everything right. Just couldn't find Fatal Pushes for that silly Tarmogoyf. Sure. It's nice that we don't have to worry about Blood Moon. Even before we get Blood Moon on 3, right? That's the kind of sentence that somebody would say right before getting Blood Moon. Because there's no justice in the world. Again, respect for my opponent's basics. If I should cut Thought Scours in this matchup. There's a lot of things that I would like to try. Like, for example, what happens if we cut Thought Scours? Like, I'm already cutting, what's his name, right? I'm already cutting the... I guess that's a mistake, because I could draw... Yeah, that was a mistake. I could have drawn Archmage's Charm next turn. Liliana. I'm gonna cycle Shark here, which is gonna give me more info about what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to pitch to this Lily. I think I'm gonna pitch a Swamp. I think I'm gonna pass here. It's because I drew the Archmage's Charm, and if we play Jace, it's just so bad against Bloodbraid. Yeah, exactly. So We have a couple of options here. If we want to gust this, now is the time. If we want to gust the 3-2. I think it's possible we might want to counter whatever comes off of it. Like a 5-6. We could also Archmage's Charm the Bloodbraid. And then untap Jace minus on Goif. Which I think is what I want to do. It's kind of weird, but I think that this is what makes the most sense. They have another Bloodbraid. That is devastating. That is absolutely devastating. Okay. And they they go into tracker. Yeah, okay. We lose this game. We lose. We fucking lose. We have to get rid of this. The last card in hand is a Goyf, which they cannot cast. I guess they have one unknown, never mind. I'm playing, I think I'm playing Amulet tomorrow. So we know we're dealing with this guy. I think I want to gust it so that we can draw Archmage's Charm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Cling to Dust in hand still. That means that we're gonna have to deal with this Ren next turn. Now I think that we have to get lucky. We just have to counter this Ren. Like, we cannot. We cannot survive it. I'll block your tracker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at this Snapcaster holding the fort. Look at this Snapcaster holding the fort. God damn it, I spoke too soon. Spoke way too soon. God damn it. Okay, Damnation of the top. I'm rubbing my hands, chat. You can't stop me. I'm rubbing my hands. We have 2 looks at a Damnation. 2 looks. Damnation. Damnation. Good stuff. Something I can... Yes! making me way too excited. Please tell me that we're doing it. Please tell me that we're doing it, Chad. Please tell me it is the comeback of the century. The comeback of the century. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess that we could technically draw into... we could technically draw into the a Jace or just a land. Jace, Gust. They draw Bloodbraid. Oh, they draw Boil. Imagine they put Boil on top. Yeah, they put Boil on top. So I think I have to Gust, right? What happens? So what happens if I put... No, that's just bad for me, because that means that Liliana gets one more counter. So I guess I cannot put back Gust back on top. I just need to draw something different. I guess that counts. And now we can actually exile the Boil, so now we can draw. One, two, 7 cards in the yard. Let's put this tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. Claim your Boil. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nihil Spellbomb. I'm not gonna draw right here. Another. That's brutal. Well, we have to draw something pretty fucking good here. It's not it. On the plus side, all of our destroyed lands are going to allow me to cling to dust. Okay, so the Thirst, brutal. Why is my opponent drawing better than me, Chad? That's just not fair, honestly. That's just so unfair. Okay, we lost. Ah, we were so close to making the comeback there. And they top deck back-to-back Boils. Imagine if instead of top decking a blank, I would have drawn an answer to the second Boil. Or they don't top deck the second Boil and I get to Into the Story and I draw 4. That was pretty luck-based towards the end. I feel like it was well navigated. I think I like this version of the deck better. if I were to play like blue-black control, which I'm probably not going to, because I never want to make like a 7-hour 3-league stream. That's just not a reasonable rate. But if I were to like work on a deck, I think like this was closer to a shell that I was happy with. It just felt like I didn't have as many mana problems, even though I kind of wish I could make room for a 26th land, honestly. It just felt like it was doing something more powerful. I'm not too keen on Thought Scour's Drawing the Logs. Like, Drawing the Logs were like a super... I mean, that's why it's a well-designed card, right? It's because they were super... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the card was very lopsided. It was either, like, incredible or it was terrible. Like, there was basically... It was never medium. It was never medium. It was always the nuts or it was completely just like a brick. Blue-black is pretty viable. Kind of for the pretty today with the nerfed version. Oh, okay. That's cool. But, yeah. Honestly, like, this into the story, it's possible that they're just better off as NAR sets. It is very cool that you get to have an instant speed, quote-unquote win condition, right? 4 frantic inventory. Yeah. It's possible. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could try frantic inventory. I always did love accumulated knowledge, so... Yeah, it's like, it's a different way of drawing 4, right? Like, one of them is incremental, while the other one is just, like, straight up draw 4. But, like, we saw how awkward it was. Like, for example, when you're playing against a matchup like Jund, where you really want Nihil Spellbomb, right? Like, if I hadn't... I Nihil Spellbombed my opponent, like, 2 or 3 times in that last match. And, like, then I top deck into the story, and they didn't have a yard. And at the same time... Like, am I supposed to cut into the stories against Jund? I don't think so. Like this, that is exactly the kind of matchup where I want the that I want the into the stories against. So they can put you in an awkward spot. I would like to try Ixlith Jailer, or like, is there some other form of grave hate that we could use? Maybe like 4 Cling to Dust or something like that. But maybe some other form of grave hate that doesn't actually get rid of the opponent's graveyard. Surgical. But I'm not going to be bringing in Surgical against Jund. Right? Yeah, I don't think I want Surgical against Jund. It feels like whenever I want this effect, like I want this effect. You know what I'm saying? And more ego. Again, it's not a card that I'm bringing in against Jund. Relic? Spellbomb seems just better than Relic. Yeah, Relic is just awful. Like, the more I'm envisioning how it would work out with Drawing the Log and every... I'm like, yeah, that just doesn't work out. Like, Relic just doesn't do it. Soul Guide Lantern, but that I still would rather have Nihil Spellbomb, I guess. Soul Guide plays around Leyline, though. White Leyline, so... You need multiple surgicals to be stretched. Yeah, that's kind of the point that I'm making. And again, like, I want a card that allows me to not just randomly lose to Croxus, right? I'm not going to be bringing in Surgical against Croxa decks or against Uro decks. Like, that's just not how I want to be facing or how I want to be playing that matchup, right? So it's rough. Like, it's rough. Like, there's a little bit of dyssynergy there. Like, it's possible that I should just straight up cut the into the stories on the rounds in the matchups where I'm bringing in Nihil Spellbomb and just move to mono, just Thought Scour myself. Shadow, that was bad too. Cling was nuts. Like, this card was so insane. This card was nuts. Maybe you can do something like that. It's a little bit of agony in the 2-drop slot. Not gonna lie. It's a little bit on the lackluster side of things, that 2-drop slot. Yeah, this deck was fun. I just wish that the leagues didn't take forever, but it's kind of what you're signing up for. That's gonna be it for me today, folks. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, make sure you hit that like and that follow and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.